Well, this goes against everything I believe in, but what you see in front of you are the ingredients for a Hawaiian pizza. Now, I've been telling people that it's not a real pizza, don't eat it, it's horrible, blah blah blah. But I've had a few people say, oh, it's lovely, you know, you can't beat it. And they'd also told me that I've never made one in this kitchen, so I said, well, that is true, and I haven't eaten one either. So they pretty much told me that, well, unless you try it, unless you make it and eat it, you know, you can't really get on your get on your high horse and start preaching. Well, today I'm going to be making it, and we'll see what I think. Right, so let's start with the base. Firstly, 150 mils of warm water, then 1 teaspoon of caster sugar, and I'm using baker's yeast here, which requires 2.5 teaspoons. If you're just using active yeast granules, then you want 1 heaped teaspoon, or about 5 to 7 grams. And then mix this all up and then leave it for 10 minutes to start foaming. We'll come back then. Right, while our yeast is proving there, we'll measure out 250 grams of high protein flour. So we want protein levels of around about 11.5 to 12%. It's 200. This last 50 grams are proving elusive. Right, got there. Now we'll add to this half a teaspoon of salt as well. So I'm just grinding that, so half a teaspoon of salt. Mix that in with your flour thoroughly, and then I'll come back when we're going to combine all of this. Well, hopefully you can see that. That's well and truly got going. So we're going to pour that into our bread bin, which is from my bread maker. There we go. Stir it up a bit, and then in we go with that. And now we'll add our 2 tablespoons of rice bran oil. 1, 2. Right, now I'm going to put this into the bread maker, and I'm going to set it on pizza dough, which takes about 45 minutes. But for you guys, it'll be like that. Right, we'll just take the paddle out, because we don't want that in there. Now we only want half of this, so now I'm just going to slide in here just quickly and say that if you don't want a thin crisp base, then don't cut your dough in half. Just continue to shape it to the size of your pizza dish. About that. And the rest, the balance, you can put in cling film. Just get all the air out of it first. Wrap it in cling film and leave it in the fridge. Yeah, get that out of the way because we'll need a bit of rolling pin action here. But as you can see, it's probably going to want to try and stick. But I tell you what, it's not, notice how it isn't springing back. Now if I was good at it, if I even thought I had half a chance at getting it right, I'd be spinning this and twirling it like a proper Italian. But I'm not a proper Italian. Maybe I don't have it in my blood. Maybe you need it in your blood. Righto, I'll go and get the pizza dish and we'll need to oil it. Alright, as you can see, I've oiled it. So what I'm going to do it's the one thing you always hope for not to happen when you do this stage, and that's make a hole in the dough like I have. But luckily, dough is very forgiving. There we have it. Okay, I'm going to cover this up while I get the ingredients ready to make whatever pizza I want. Right, those of you who are very astute will notice that this is from the pizza dough making video. You'd be right, and this is the thin crust version. So this is where I've halved the dough that I've made. And what I've done is I've left it in the oven, which was warm from another project, and I've covered it with a damp tea towel and given it its second chance to rise. So it won't be completely thin, and that works quite nicely actually. Oh, it's a pity. It's a pity there's some other ingredients going on in here, but never mind. I kept this really simple. You know, I could have added herbs and all the rest of it, but it's only going to complicate what is going to be a hideous flavour. Well, I think it might be anyway. Rightio, this is tomato paste, by the way, just in case I didn't give it a proper introduction. Now we're going to pop our cheese on, and I've used quite I wanted a cheese that was going to be quite stretchy, but I didn't want one that was going to overpower any of the ingredients, so that if I disliked it, I could dislike it intensely. Here we go, just about ready to put on the ham and then the pineapple to complete the horror show. I'm probably coming at this at the wrong angle, aren't I? People say, well, you were negative right from the start, and they'd be right. Okay, let's put the pineapple on first, though. It's not only an awful ingredient, but it takes too long to put on as well, doesn't it? It could slow down your eating enjoyment entirely. So make sure that if you agree or disagree with the Hawaiian pizza idea, or whether there are ways that you make your Hawaiian pizza that make it taste better. I would have thought though, if you were a true fan of Hawaiian pizza, you'd want it in this form. Now, the one thing I have insisted on is quality ham. So I've got some champagne leg ham here that I've cut up into little bits, and I'm also I was going to sprinkle paprika over this because I just like melted cheese with paprika. But I've got to stick to my principles of making this Hawaiian pizza in the purest form possible. So, no paprika it is. Right now I've got my oven already turned up to 190 degrees, and this should only take around about 10 minutes. So I'll come back when I'm about to pull it out of the oven. There it is. Hideous piece of garbage. It actually looks quite beautiful. It definitely smells beautiful, but proof is definitely going to be in the eating. So let me get my pizza wheel and I will join you. Right, let's get this out onto a plate. Right, I'll just change the camera angles. Right, I'm gonna take a bit off the side here, and I might borrow some ham, and let's have a taste. I could eat that, but honestly the pineapple clashes wildly with everything else. It doesn't complement it. That's not for me, I'm afraid. It might be for other people. Certainly all the ingredients taste nice, but just that ham shouldn't be, that pineapple just shouldn't be there. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on my next recipe.